A very good evening and welcome to Primetime News here on Channel 1 MTV. I'm Ramesh Bandara.
And I'm Gayatri Gunratna. We start off with a look at the headlines.
The acting deputy spokesperson for the UN Secretary General says that the Secretary General discussed the report of the panel of experts with the opposition leader. More problems for the CEB. Employees threaten to strike if salary increment is not granted. Candidates of two main parties decide on joint election campaign in Monoragala. Gentle giant Navam Raja of the Gangarama temple passes away. News of the world staff shocked at closure.
Now for those stories in detail, the Sri Sambhudatva Jayanti Buddha Mandira that was constructed at the Kotalawalapura Samadhi Buddhist Centre in Ratmalana was declared open today. A function was organised in this regard with the participation of President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The Buddha Mandir was constructed under the guidance of Chief Incumbent of the Ratmalana Kotalawalapura Samadhi Buddhist Centre, Venerable Mapalagama Buddha Siritera, to mark the 2600 Sambhudatva Jayanti. The President declared open the Buddha Mandir that was constructed with the funds provided by local and foreign donors at an auspicious time this morning. The Mahasangha, including the chief prelate of the Siam sect of the Malwatu chapter, chanted Pirit and invoked blessings on the President. The President also launched the website of the Vihara today.
Democratic National Alliance MP Anurakumar Dissanayaka inquired in Parliament today as to whether the renovation projects due to be carried out on the Umaya Oya and Sapugaskanda oil refineries have been merely limited to signboards. It was stated that $1 billion had been received to renovate and reconstruct the Sapugaskanda oil refinery. Even a foundation stone in this regard was laid. Was it to fool the people that such a foundation stone was laid, and wasn't such a sum received?
It was only an agreement which was signed on that day. Discussions between the Ministry of Petroleum and the relevant Iranian company concerning this agreement are still progressing.
We still haven't received this loan, and talks in this regard are said to be still progressing, while even the foundation stone for this has been laid. Cutouts were posted around the country stating that the refinery was being renovated. Honourable Speaker, we would now like to ask as to why these cutouts are being posted and foundation stones are being laid without a proper financial or debt plan in place. Although it was stated that this was a gift from the President of Iran, is this not a farce?
A refinery operates on archaic technology. The delay was caused since the two companies concerned had to sign this trade agreement themselves. This will boost the production capacity from 50,000 barrels to 100,000. We clearly state that this will be done.
Raising a supplementary question in Parliament today, UMP MP Ravi Karunanayake inquired into the statements made by Professor Rajiv Vijay Singha on BBC's Hard Talk program recently. Responding to Karunanayake was the Deputy Minister of External Affairs, Niyamal Pereira.
Recently, the government has been virulently defending the Channel 4 telecasting that was there, which all of us put together with the government would love to see that we've shown that it's a false one. When Mahinda Samarasinghe says that there are zero casualty, and Rajiv Vijay Singha goes on Hard Talk, a member of parliament in the government, and says there's 5,000 casualty, maybe more. What has the embassy in UK done about this matter?
No, in any war, any force go on the basis of zero casualty. There is no war fought without any casualty. But the objective is to fight for zero casualty.
Talking of a member of parliament in your government who has gone on Hard Talk and obviously opened him up without either knowledge with the government or without, and said that there is no zero casualty of 5,000.
No,
what
the
irresponsible statement.
That is not relevant to this question. I haven't seen the Hard Talk as well.
Minister, you are traveling the world.
Yeah. Thank you
we
very
from
much.
opposition are concerned.
But this is, as far as casualties are concerned, we go by zero casualty as before the war.
So will MP be arrested on arrival at the airport for making irrelevant statements?
And this is
for defending the country?
Your question is not relevant to this question that you asked today, Honourable Member.
Answer, Honourable Minister.
Acting Deputy Spokesperson for the UN Secretary-General Farhan Haq states that the UN Secretary-General is currently considering the next steps with regard to the UN panel report on Sri Lanka and its transmission to other bodies. Haq's comments came in reply to a question posed by journalists inquiring whether the Secretary-General intends to officially send a copy of the UN panel report to the Human Rights Council. Haq also confirmed that the UN General Secretary had discussed the expert panel report with opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe when they met recently.
Will the Secretary-General send the UN panel report on Sri Lanka officially to the Human Rights Council? And if so, when? If not, on what basis?
We've already, as you know, made the report public. Regarding any onward transmission to other bodies, the Secretary-General is considering next steps. And if and when we have a further course of action to announce, we'll announce it at that point. But the report is already public, and as you can see, it's on our website.
The acting deputy spokesperson also commented on the recent meeting between the UN Secretary-General and the leader of the opposition, Ranil Wickremesinghe.
And we were asked whether the Secretary-General discussed the report of the panel of experts on accountability in Sri Lanka in his meeting on Tuesday with Ranil Wickremesinghe. I can confirm that that was one of the topics they discussed.
The Ceylon Electricity Board is facing numerous problems at present in relation to power generation owing to the hydro reservoirs are running dry and technical problems that have cropped up at thermal power plants. Meanwhile, adding to the woes of the CEB, the staff trade union warned today of an impending strike action. The unions are demanding the government pay them their salary increments, which were held back.
A group of employees led by the Ceylon Electricity Workers Union gathered opposite the head office of the CEB and engaged in a protest. The protesters pointed out that they receive increments only once in 3 years. They noted that even though they should have received an increment in January 2009, they did not receive it until a trade union action was initiated in November the same year. However, they charged that the government had taken steps to withhold the increments due for the period between January and November 2009.
We informed the present minister. The CEB is now profitable and it is not in debt. However, the CEB owes the workers. So we are demanding that the salaries of the workers that were stolen by the government for 10 months be returned. He is saying we can't change the policies of the government. He said that he is willing to give it if the government's policies can be changed. So today we took to the streets. If the government won't listen to us, we will take a decision to strike in the near future. This is not a decision taken by the Ceylon Electricity Board. It was a sacrifice that was made for the country by the state service during the time of the war. We have sought the views of the government regarding this proposal. What is the government saying about the Finance Ministry's policy? Will the arrears be paid? When a decision is taken, we will implement it. It's not a decision we can take arbitrarily. If the power supply is disrupted and the public is inconvenienced as a result, I would like to say that we will make sure that such a situation does not arise.
Instructions are being given to use electricity sparingly these days. News First cameras captured the manner in which some institutions, which should set an example to the public, are in fact disregarding the government's request.
We especially urge the chairman of the Pradesh Sabhas and mayors of municipal councils to light street lamps only between 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. These images were captured by News First cameras this morning in the Maharagama Urban Council area, despite the request made by the minister. These images were captured between 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. this morning. According to the Ministry of Power and Energy, the cost of 30 to 50 rupees is incurred to light a 250-watt street lamp for a period of 4 hours. Incidentally, Local government authorities have fixed street lamps with bulbs consuming 250, 500 and 1000 watts. Thereby, the money that is being wasted by not switching off these street lamps on time could easily be calculated.